Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Something a little different today. Is all work and no play makes a dull boy. I'll be getting back to building more controllers this weekend, and then looks like my fix for the Sharp Zorus battery works on my own Zorus, so I'll be finishing off. There's a couple Sharp Zori I need to get shipped back to Australia, but in the meantime, I thought this would be a kind of an unboxing video here of I bought a few years ago. My brother had a Coleco Adam, and it's never the most reliable system, so I feel bad for kind of mangling it. So I didn't do a great video on how to repair a system. So I picked up a new Coleco, an actual Colecovision, not an Adam, off the eBays, and this one was untested, and they don't know if it works. So I figure I'll go through, and my ultimate goal is to create a modern controller for this. I'll my 5200 controllers or whatever, and I know. I don't know what it is. Like every old video game I've gotten smells like pipe smoke. I don't get it. But yeah, this is a. Oh, these are chunky, man. This is not the worst controller I've ever used, but a lot of force. Whew, boy, that's a heavy one. I know these are digital, and there's a weird, like, almost like an encoder scheme. There's a bunch of diodes and a ladder that I gotta open one of these. Oof, boy. Open these up and take a look. That's the controller. Oh my goodness, is that the power brick? Oh wow. Woo! Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so that's a unique connector. Huh. It's a weird one. I've never seen one like that before. So what's the output in this thing? Oh, that's nice of them. They put what it is. Oh, plus -5 and a plus 12. 0.9, 0.1. Not a lot of power. It's only pulling 1/4 amp at 120. Wild. So another thing I'm going to show, the reason I have my oscilloscope up, I wanted to show you some of the different tools you can use if you're getting into electronics. Some of the tools of the trade here. I don't think I'm going to be saving that. And there's the other controller. The reason I wanted to show some of the different tools off, instruments off, is Grandpa. Well, this one's in better shape. The other one actually has the strain relief is torn on it. So West Joel IC. Someone actually did an engraver to this. That's weird. Snap domes, 4-legged, not great. So yeah, that's the other controller. So the reason I want to show some of the tools is to show the differences between what you can do when you're troubleshooting. Wow, those are going to have to go into a de-stinking box, I think. Oh, the piece de resistance. The actual Colecovision. Colecovision is kind of cool because it's only MSX released in the US. Oh, look at that aesthetic. Look at that baby. Oh, I like this. Look at that. You get to. I like this a lot. Also, my black expansion. The door's janked up there. I'll fix that later. Yikes. Please read the owner's manual. I don't know if that phone number is valid anymore. Alright, so she's got your standard RF out. Channel 2-3 selector. Coolest thing about Colecovision. Made in USA. The Adam was too. Case is slightly distorted. These are always fun to get apart because I know you have to like the actual system. This is here, just this section here. This is dead air. This is dead air. But yeah, nice chunky slider. Reset button. I do have some Colecovision cartridges, so I'm gonna open it up a little later. But first things first. It's actually in pretty decent shape, other than smelling like Grandpa's house. My grandpa was a pipe smoker, so it's real clean on the bottom. Top just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Not too much DNA to pull off of here. Yeah. So yeah, my goal is ultimately to make some better controllers for this guy. Not bad. It's not bad shape. So before I actually go in and take a look at that, it's got to be close to a kilo. Oh, it's crazy. I don't know if I have an outlet strip open enough for this thing. What the heck? Didn't expect such a chunkerific power supply. I should have known back in the day. I'll never understand on the Adam why they did the what did they do? They did something strange where it all went through the printer, and that's what I tried to do, is eliminate the printer on there and put internal power supplies, but you know, it was just not the most reliable system, let's just say that. So one of these days I got to pull out of the closet and resurrect it, but for now I just wanted to go straight up Coleco. Where the hell am I gonna plug this thing in? Oh, maybe I got a wider strip over here. Unplug some of my palm stuff here. I love PDAs. I have like a whole collection of Palm Pilots and Windows CE and Sharp Zorai, and I just always loved them as a kid. Alright, so starting first off, come on. I don't know why that camera loves to get out of focus. Anyway, first tool we're going to use is going to be the digital multimeter. Here she goes. And right now it's set up for automatic. Bolts. Let's see what we got here. So let's figure out what pin 1 is. .2 volts, -5, 12.19. That's in good shape. Unloaded, that's actually really good values to see. And let's see. Let's look on the old silly scope. Good. What's my voltage per division on here? 2.5. That should be fine. Oh, that's clean. My goodness. Just horizontal divisions. That is a really clean DC power supply. Usually you'll see ripple current, this line here. See how nice and flat that is? That means it's a very clean power supply. There's your -5 volts right there. That's also very clean. And I'm off the screen. Nice, real nice. Yeah, reading 5. See it down lower right there, the 5.17, and -4.97. Nice, and then it's off the top of the scope. I'd have to switch to a 10x. 12.4. That's what I wanted. Perfect. All right, very nice. So that's great, actually. That means its power supply is in really good shape. Awesome. So this I used just to see what the voltage was, and I used the oscilloscope to see how clean the signal is, because if it was noisy, you'd actually see this little bump right along the top. It's called ripple. It's just the way, that means the caps are still good in the power supply. Let's see. I want to open this up before power it on in case I have some leaking. With all old video games, consoles, and computers for that matter, or any old electronics, what kills you is the electrolytic capacitors, the electrolyte. Hush. The electrolyte actually dries up. You know, actually bulge and leak. God bless America. Back in the day, all you had was a bunch of Phillips screws holding things together. Now these fancy tri-wings or Torx or any of them, just good old number 2 Phillips. Wow, those are seriously industrial. Here's your number 6 self-tapping screw there. I don't want to do is lose any of them. Not that it'd be hard to find. That you can go to your local hardware store and pick those up. Number 6, 3/4. Well, yeah, I'll get that in a minute. This is a channel 3 or 4. All right. So that's that. Yeah, I remember these things. It's kind of weird. It's in the front. You have to like finagle your way. I always feel like I'm gonna break when I take the front of these things off. I've fixed one of these before. I'll probably ironically look on my own website to see how to because I want to do is add a composite video out instead of. I know you have to keep the RF converter in there. Oh, this is the part I always hate doing because I always feel like I'm going to break the damn thing. Yeah, you have to kind of like finagle it over the front here, because the front panel, yeah, that was it. I hate that sound. There we go. Ah, rust. Not too bad. Like I said, system, dead space. Alright. Not too bad, all things considered. Set these aside. Let's get the FCC shield off of this thing. This is so can meet Part 15 Class B emissions. It always amuses me how, ooh, a lot of dust in here, how much just dead air is inside these systems. Okay, so they have a single grounding tab on the front. They have a grounding tab. It looks like they did tack down the solder joint. Yeah, there is one solder joint in the front here. Which is not in a spot I particularly like. It's pretty close to anything else holding this down. Feels like there's one screw, nothing on the back accessible. So I gotta flip the iron on. Let's wait for that iron to heat up. I do not like where that's at. I'm sure this is leaded solder. For the time period. I think Rojas is a good 10 years, 15 years in the future for this guy. Crank you up a little bit. Might need a chisel tip on here just to get some more heat. That's a lot of heat for a little iron. Good soldering iron. All right. Slightly strange dust. It's okay. Do not want to breathe that. Do not want to breathe that. Oh. Glad it's not smell-o-vision. Alright. So at this point I just need to the caps look in decent shape. I'll double check no one's recapped this. It doesn't look like this. This looks pretty original. Oh, I love when they use the same screw everywhere. I really do. As an engineer, I really appreciate it. It means somebody thought it out. Let's see. She's being held down somewhere. But where? Oh, there it is. Board's nicely laid out. They put a heat sink on the CPU. Very nice. Alright. Good engineering all around. Ooh, that is a mighty, mighty desk bunny. Woo. This was May 6, 1984. Oh, sorry, April 6, 1984. Well, happy 40th birthday in a few weeks. At least that plastic injection molding was done then. Okay, so we have 1, 2, there's only 3 electrolytics on here. There's a 10 microfarad, 16 volt, and just 2 other ones here, which I can't quite see. Can't see the rating, but I'll pull those later. And let's see, how do we get the back shield off? Let's see. Oh, well, that was high tech. Oh, good engineering. This board has never been touched since the factory. Clean, nice thick copper. It is thick FR4. Whew. That is nice. Nicely done. Traces are good. Might take a little alcohol to it later, just clean everything up. But I mean, this might be completely functional. It just, what then you do is just replace those caps and you pry up. I don't know if it was not. I don't think anyone's ever been in here. You just take off the RF shield, and I gotta look up my notes later where to add the. You just need I think a PNP transistor, a pot, and something else. I'll look it up later. Yeah, let's get a little alcohol, clean this up. 10, what are you? I might have to pull it to figure out what it is. And this is 1016, which you are. This guy right there. They even put artwork on both sides of the board. Look at that. There's a little plus there. Let's see if I could just pull it and do a solder suck. Right there. Oh, that's definitely the right one. That just burnt my finger. Okay. Come on, baby. Turn the heat down a little bit. Personal favorite solder sucker. These have a lot of air. That side doesn't want to come out. Heat top dropping out. What you do is you just heat up the whole solder. You put a little more solder on there so you can actually conduct heat. And you just warm it up, pull it out. That does not want to clear. It's because there's a big trace right there. It sucks up the heat. A little longer. Come on, I don't want to just obliterate this trace. use it often, but I'll use a little wick. This stuff is called solder wick. There we go. Wicks it away. 10 microfarad. 1016. I'm gonna pause a second and go in my closet here. Surprisingly low on capacitors in there. I gotta order a batch up one of these days. Positive. Stripe is always negative. Always observe polarity on electrolytics, because otherwise they go pop, forms hydrogen gas, and pop. Gonna leave those leads on for now and see if I can get these two guys out. Okay, you go. Which way do your leads go? Positive towards this way. Make sure that's the right one. Close to the right side there. Yep, here's one of them. It's this guy right here. Let's see if I can just do a straight removal here. Nice. Come on. Alright, buddy, I can see the daylight. You can come out now. Come on, you know you want to come out. Alright, that's one leg. That's felt to come out. Come on. Yeah. Good work week this week at work. Didn't set anything on fire this week. Did last week. Come on. Little cap. Alright, it's that side of the cap that's still hooked. There we go. This is another 1016. And the other one's another 1016. Okay, I think I have to use some 25s in there. You can always go up in voltage, you can't go down. And that is the next one over that way. That's this guy right here. I just don't trust 40-year-old capacitors. this way. There we go. 10/16s. Be right back. Okay, 2 new caps. These are check. These are 1025 volts, which is fine. You can always go up. Just don't go down. Stripe goes negative. Stripey goes negative. Dropping crap on the floor. So after this, I'm going to trim these, and that'll be it for me for tonight. And I got to look at my notes how to make up a composite video out. Flush cutters. Nice. Alright, so those are all replaced. And then I will grab my schematic so I can put in the composite out. And probably, if I remember correctly, you can just I think there's enough room on the back. Don't really want to mangle this guy too bad. What I might do is just a cord dongle with like these out, the audio video out, and I'll just sneak it through the. How much room do I have here? Quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I like to be able to do a bend and come out the same RF hole, so don't need to put any holes in this thing. Leave her as original as possible. But yeah, and I remember even my original Adam, it was just the 3 caps for all I did. Well, there's the other caps on the other board as well, the computer side of it. But for this looks pretty darn clean, decent shape. Probably get some I might clean up the board with alcohol. I'm not sure. I'm not where I'll just blow it off later. Get all the fuzzies off of there. But other than that, it looks pretty darn clean. Power supply looks great. Yeah, I just need to make a little board that's gonna fit in there. Gotta make a little board that fits in there and sneak the cable out either the the channel 3/4 switch or where the RF comes out, so no further manipulations. Oh yeah, this is Zilog 80. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know it was a Z80 processor, or Zilog processor. And Z80A. Very cool. Same processor, the Master System had the same thing too as a Z80. Z80 was in a lot. That's a 8-bit version made by it's like a X80. Well, you know, you have X86, but like the 8088, the 8008. 8008 from Intel. Zilog made the Z80. They still use Z80s for like embedded controllers and stuff like that. So, good processor, Z80. Yeah, I wonder what the clock is on this thing. Oh, pretty quick. 7.159. megahertz. So there's your clock. This thing is a crystal right there. That weird can. They always print on the side what the what it is. What else do we have? Like 74 LS 74s. Those are op amps, gates, I should say. 74 LS. Some bank of memory. This is a bank of memory over here. Yeah, a bunch of 74 LS 54 1Ns. Let's look up what that is. That's kind of curious. Not familiar with that one. Lots of 74 LSs on here. 138. Those are all gate drivers and stuff. A couple of inductors there. Oh. So that's on the power. I'm just talking to myself here. That's on the power input side. They probably use it as a way to avoid forward inrush current, would be my guess. L4, sorry, they got two large there. Nifty. I'm sure this thing works. Oh, one more cap. I didn't see you down there. It's probably a debounce cap. 50 volter. Oh, it's got to be for the power. What are you? I didn't see you before. 1 microfarad 50. Oh, I didn't notice you down there. Let me double check this board. One more cap. C3. Oh. This is a 150. Do I have one? Yeah, I must have bought them when I was doing the Adam, because I do have a 1 microfarad 50 volt. It's a high voltage cap. I wouldn't usually have 50 volt caps. So that was 6 years ago, I think. So lots happened in 6 years. Come on. Come on, buddy. I can feel you. There you go. Solder bridge there, so it's supposed to be there. What's there? Oh, there's nothing there. It looks like just a test pad. Interesting. Okay. Stripey, stripey. This is the last cap on the board. That's an awfully aggressive debounce circuit there. That's where the reset button is. The cap must absorb the energy when the whole system resets. Or keeps the voltage up. There we go. Alright, so 4 electrolytics all replaced. Nice and clean. Alright, so that's going to be it for me tonight. And then I'll get finish up putting the composite out on this little guy, and then after that, let's see, maybe a little deoxit on the connector. Yeah, it's in pretty decent shape. A little deoxit on there later just to clean her up. Add the composite out and give this a little bit of a clean and fire it up outside the box, and then fire it up in, and then I'll clean that up a little bit, and then I'll have a working Colecovision. Then I'll work on some more controllers, and I'll pull this janky one apart here, poor thing. And I know there's a whole ladder logic to this controller. It's kind of like a BCD output, binary code decimal, kind of neat, but it's not terrible. But the return spring is like, yikes. Alright, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a great evening.